All right. Hello, my friends. All right, here we go. Here we go. This is All right. Welcome to episode 93 of the Ruben Obed Show. This episode, I was gonna do it tomorrow, but I got a trip tomorrow, and I figured I gotta get this video out because this is some really interesting information that I want to put out there. All right. The title of this video is that Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico are conservatives. They just don't know that they are. All right. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, conservatives in the United States, for example, we defend our Second Amendment, our right to bear arms, right? And there's basically the left, people like David Hogg, they want to get rid of guns. People like Trump, they want to retain our right to bear arms, as the Constitution states it. Here in Puerto Rico, in the States, there is a concept of thinking that Puerto Ricans on the island are Democrats. But Democrat here in Puerto Rico is very different than Democrat in the States, because Puerto Rico has its own government here, even though we're part of the United States, but we have our own, and we have basically our own constitution here as well. Now, today, I was watching the news, and they were showing huge lines of people, Puerto Ricans here, rounding up, buying guns. People are afraid. People, because of the hurricane, and this is the logic behind the Puerto Ricans that are here on the island. One of them went on the news and said, well, we got to have guns so we could defend our families, because if a hurricane comes and there's no police and there's nothing, we won't have any way to defend ourselves. See, that is the reasoning behind the Puerto Ricans here. They are aware that we need arms to defend ourselves. But the reason being is because the propaganda of the no guns situation in the States really isn't alive here in Puerto Rico. Now, mind you, many here are Democrats, all right? Now, the situation between the Democrats and the Republicans here in Puerto Rico. Democrats here are what they call the populars, and they're identified by the red color. So that shows you a main difference. The Republicans here are the blue color, all right, which are called the PNPs or the PNPs, all right. Now, so even the colors are backwards here in Puerto Rico from how it is in the States. Now, the thing is this. If you come to Puerto Rico, it would be very common if you go to a municipality like the one I live in Dorado, and the mayor, they hold prayer vigils, not to Allah, to God. There is a very big godly presence in Puerto Rico. We have retained those values. Here in Puerto Rico, abortion, it's really frowned upon. It's frowned upon here. People don't think that abortion is a good thing here, the majority. You know what I'm saying? And maybe it's a cultural thing, but, a lot of people think, oh, well, there's a lot of libtards in Puerto Rico. Well, a lot of them are libtards. A lot of them criticize Trump, but yet they were making lines to buy guns. So they're conservative in the essence of wanting to retain their right to bear arms. So they are conservative. They just don't know it, because the politics here is different, But this is interesting because it proves one thing. It proves that the common sense mentality, the common sense is prevalent here in Puerto Rico. People figure if the government goes down, there's no electric, if there's no police, we need guns to defend ourselves. It's just logic. Across the board, Puerto Ricans here in Puerto Rico are going to be in agreement. Yeah, we should be able to have guns to defend ourselves because we're aware that we're in a situation that we can end up in a vulnerable spot really quickly. We know that crime is high in here, over here, and we know that if we have a gun, we could defend ourselves. Now, if you go to the States, you know, you got these libtards like David Hogg talking about, oh no, no guns, and everybody's against having guns, you know. But that is not representative of the Puerto Ricans here. Puerto Ricans here, they want guns. They were making use. I saw them today on the news. Huge lines of people getting their arms, you know, and which I'm all for, absolutely. As an American citizen and as a Republican and as a conservative, I'm all in favor of having guns. And I applaud the Puerto Rican people that are in that mentality and mind frame of wanting to have guns to defend themselves. Absolutely. But it just goes to show you that Puerto Ricans here in Puerto Rico, they're conservative. You know, they're conservative. We still have a lot of conservative values here. You know, we still, even though there's a lot of crime, even there's a lot of stuff, but overall, you know, God is widely accepted here in Puerto Rico, even with our mayors, even with our, you know what I'm saying? Now, what is curious, right? What is curious is that the movement of certain people who really don't support godliness, people like the mayor of San Juan, Carmen Yulín, she's like a Puerto Rican version of a Hillary Clinton, you know. So it's interesting because that liberal mindset, that feminism, that stuff is seeping into the society here little by little, but it's not here yet. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see a lot of the old school ways here. You know, if you have a kid here and your kid, you know, misbehaves, it's common to see the parent to smack them with a belt or you know what I'm saying? Because that's part of the culture. Now, even that is dying out because recently, I would say not even 2-3 weeks ago, a grandmother, she was caught smacking her kid, her grandkid at a mall. They locked her up. Now, in defense as well, it did seem abusive the way she was hitting that kid. It did seem abusive, but then again, we're just watching a video. But what I'm trying to say is this, is that, so I don't want to deviate from the subject, but a lot of old school values, conservative values are still present here in Puerto Rico, and you know, a lot of people here, even though they might criticize Trump, they really criticize Trump because they don't know his policies here. They really don't know. All they know is the jargon that they hear from Univision and Telemundo, and it's all anti-Trump. You know, nobody says anything good about Trump here, you know, except me. But you know, but the reality is that, you know, if they knew that Trump was in favor of us retaining our gun rights, if they knew this, if they knew that the liberals want to disarm society, if they knew this, they'd become conservatives real quick, you know. But the problem is, it's the propaganda that's being thrown out. The propaganda of, you know, hate Trump, hate Trump, hate Trump. They don't even know why they're hating Trump. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, so that's basically all I got to say. You know, I applaud the people of Puerto Rico who are waiting in line, you know, to purchase their guns legally. You know, I applaud them for thinking intelligently and wanting to defend themselves and their families in case of a collapse, in case of a hurricane, in case of a bad situation. They'll have weapons to be able to defend themselves, and I applaud that. And I want all the Puerto Ricans to know that that is one of the things that Trump defends, is the right to bear arms. And I want the Puerto Ricans here to know that in the States, the Democrats want to take your guns away. The Democrats want people to lose their guns. So, who you gonna vote for? Donald Trump. Peace.